Y'all watch this, come back and I'll discuss it, and then we'll talk about it. Either directly or indirectly, this is the message that I was raised with growing up. Y'all know me, Miss Aisha, licensed therapist, 100% Gen X, Trent, New Jersey. I was raised with the narrative that life is harder for Black men, that they face discrimination that me as a Black woman, I don't face, that they are denied jobs, they are denied access to resources, they are denied loans, they are denied opportunities that I have as a Black woman because I'm not seen as threatening, right? And because of that, I need to lower the standard and lower the bar because I have to keep that reality of racism and discrimination in mind when I'm thinking about Black men. That's the message that I received. I'm only speaking for myself. Y'all let me know if you received that same message growing up. I co-sign everything she said. Go follow her. For a lot of Black women, this is definitely...
Now listen, y'all. I never shared any of her content, but I do watch her. I am subscribed to her. I do follow her. She went viral. She went kind of viral on some people accounts, some people platforms. I'm not gonna say no names because, like I said, I'm not giving nobody no clout. I do watch her, and I watch and I follow a lot of my beautiful older sisters. You know, a lot of them, they got a lot of wisdom and knowledge and understanding. But I just want y'all to listen to this and listen to what she said about what I said, some Black women, they protest for Black men. Just listen.
The narrative that we were fed growing up. It's hard out there for a Black man. Make sure you care for your Black man. Fix his plate first. Give him the big piece of chicken because life is hard. Don't call the police on a Black man. Don't snitch on a Black man. You gotta protect the Black man. But how many of us grew up knowing that actually the world is harder for us? And we're the most disrespected demographic people in the world, Black women. And even more so, we learned that Black men were a part of the disrespecting of us. I'll never forget back when I was married to my abusive ex-husband. He had choked me, and I called the police on him. And I remember his mom yelling at me, saying, "You never called the police on a Black man." Now, here's the thing. That Black man knew he was Black when he was committing the crime against you. Oh, so now you mistreat me and now I'm supposed to consider you and all the stuff you go through? We risk getting arrested and hurt to protest for violence against Black men. But as soon as one of us is violated or hurt, I wonder...
That's why I'm glad I never protested. And I used to wonder why so many of my Black sisters used to protest. I don't know if it was out of fear or rather if it was just out of desperation. I'm glad I never have protested. I'm glad. Excuse me, y'all. I was, vaping. But anyways, I'm glad that I never protest for no Black man because this is the reason some of them feel like, the Tyrones, they feel like, not some of them. I'm trying to stop saying that. Like I said, I'm going to tell y'all a secret. In one of my story times when I was talking about self-love, I knew that I was going to get views. I call myself a pit me, but I never been a pit me, and that don't make me better than any other female, but I never been a pit me. I'm not even a former pit me. Okay? But I have done things, and we all have. I've done things out of desperation for a man, you know, relationships, stuff like that. But I never been a pit me. I call myself a pit me because I knew I was gonna get views for that. I just wanted to put it out there. But anyways, back to the subject. I'm glad that I'm glad that she did this video because I'm glad, that I never did that, because this is the reason why some of them feels probably I believe the reason why Lord help me. I got a habit. Sorry, y'all. But this is the reason why Tyrone's get it together. This is the reason why Tyrone's feel like they so entitled. This is why they feel like they so entitled to us. Because these protests and a lot of black women do not and I have seen it for myself with my own two eyes. A lot of them, they will not call the police, call the ops, call 12, however you want to put it. They will not call the police unless they feel like it's a life or death situation. They will sit here and they will keep getting their hopes up, having expectations, giving these men the benefit of the doubt. They will keep making up excuses for them. They'll make up so many excuses. Oh, he good at what he do in the bedroom. Oh, he da-da-da-da. All because they still be holding on to the ideal of who they thought they were. And a lot of black women keep themselves in bondage because they still be holding on to the ideal of the version of who they thought these men were, instead of actually looking into actual reality that they is not that person.
What she did to deserve it. Well, I heard that she was lying about it. I heard that it was a skit. I heard she was kind of egging him on and taunting and teasing him. She was lying. She probably did something to deserve it. Who's standing up for and putting together a protest for us? Black women, we do the work. We put the committee.
And this is when they try to gaslight and try to say that black women, Tyrone's love to say black women are playing victim when they get abused in any kind of way, whether it can be sexual assault, and they would sit here and say you playing victim because you've been sexually assaulted. They will invalidate your experiences as if they was there, as if they the person that did that to you, or they know what actually happened to you.
Piece together the time and the places, and we do all these protests, and then when it's us who needs the support and the help, we're met with questions and skepticism. And don't get me wrong, you can love whomever you want to love, whatever race, sex, religion, whoever you want to love. But a lot of these black men are preferring to date other races because of this assumption that they are more submissive and somehow better than we are. Statistically, I think that from what I've seen, black men who marry interracially have the highest divorce rate out of all interracial mixes. A lot of these white women are not submissive, and they will divorce your ass. And a lot of these foreign women, once they get their citizenship or run you dry of all your money, they will also leave your ass. Or once they see you're a bum, they'll leave your ass too. And there's this misconception that black women aren't submissive. And a lot of us are, unfortunately, to our detriment as we look at the numbers of statistics of domestic abuse and us getting murdered. We're higher than any other race in those statistics, including the statistic of contracting HIV. In my lifetime, and even me at one point, I have seen black women just give and give and give and give until they are a hollow shell of a person, until they have nothing left.
This is what happened when you pour yourself into people who are not pouring themselves into you. And this is nothing but destruction. You got different Tyrones. You got all different categories of Tyrones. I had to experience them for myself. You got different Tyrones. But these Tyrones, they are just living in a world of Delulu. And as she said, statistically, this is just crazy how black women are always the problem when it comes to everything. They are always the problem. And I just meditate and I just take deep breaths and I just have my breathing techniques for my anxiety. And I'm going to tell you what mess with my anxiety. It's 1,000 pick-me's on YouTube. It's 1,000 pick-me's. And it's so many of them. I can't count them. These pick-me's, they all on YouTube. They all on TikTok. They all on podcasts. They everywhere. But these pick-me women really is a bad look. And I hope eventually one day these women really do some self-reflection and some self-healing and heal their inner child. And these women need to really go to therapy, seek therapy, because it's very unhealthy for you to sit here and spend most of your time being so concerned and entitled and feeling like you obligated to other women's lives who don't even acknowledge you. You don't even exist in a book, but you take out the time to do videos about them, reaction videos, and you take out the time to post them on your community posts. It's sickening.
And then they will get back up and give some more. Back in the slave days, us black women were the caretakers of the master's children. We were getting raped and abused by the masters and by the master's wives and by their children. And we were expected to get up and still take care of everything.
If you're seeing this video, it's your sign that you have a message inside you that is meant to reach a whole bunch of people. And my guess is if you're seeing this video, you have a message deep inside you that you're just waiting.
Nothing has changed. Now, when black women divest and date other races, why do you think people gaslight us into thinking that we're no longer pro-black, don't like ourselves, and we are running away from our
A lot of us do not care about being pro-black. I have even said that I don't care about being pro-black. And this pro-black have something to do with black love too. Black love is a scam, and so many black women have learned from experience. Let me tell y'all something. Ever since I've been dating out of my race, let me tell y'all, I've been getting all different kinds of special princess treatment. And the best feeling ever is when you out in public and you on your way to somewhere. Okay, and then you come from out of that place wherever you at, and this person just volunteered to just open the door for you. You don't have to ask them. They just open the door for you. And not too many black men just open the door for women. And do you know how special I felt? Like, this man just opened the door for me, and I'm just like, thank you. He's like, sure, you're welcome.
face and we're not proud to be Black because they know the truth that they have failed us. And now we are waking up to the fact that, hey, you know what? I'm going to go where the love is for me. I'm going to go where I'm respected and appreciated.
We are going where we are celebrated. We are going where we are loved and appreciated. Not just that, we're going where we are valued and looked at as decent human beings. Okay? Everybody is a work in progress. No human is perfect. But you don't supposed to keep making the same mistakes and the same excuses. Somewhere in your life, you should want to elevate somewhere. Okay? You should want to motivate yourself, encourage yourself to elevate, to do some self-reflection, to self-improve, work on, having a mindset about generational wealth and investing. A lot of Black men do not believe in generational wealth. They don't believe in self-improvement. Excuse me, y'all. They don't believe in elevating. And so that's why, no, I'm not happy. A lot of Black women are not happy, and we're not celebrating. We don't do Tyrone's the way they do us. They celebrate our pain. It make them feel good. We're not celebrating. We want them to do better, but they refusing not to. So that's why they losing access to their own women. They gonna keep losing access, and the rates gonna continue to become higher and higher and higher and higher when it comes to interracial marriages.
And seen, and Billy over here seems to be making the cut. And you know who has the lowest divorce rate? Black women and white men. We have the lowest divorce rate when it comes to interracial couples because we got the juice, y'all. If Black men were smart, they would see the power within us. They would see that we were the blueprint and we could.
They would see that Black women are worthy. But they don't want to see that because Tyrones are too busy being in competition with their own women. Them are the baby boys. Okay? When Tyrese came out with that movie, Baby Boy, that's them. Okay? They are grown men in I'm not gonna go there, but all I'm gonna say is a lot of them have not left the nest. They, Joe didn't want to leave the nest. They don't want to leave the nest. They want to forever make up excuses and blame, which is true, but you can't sit here and just depend on that and focus on that when there are new times now. We living in a new generation. Like, these are times when you can actually better yourself. You can continue to better yourself and work on yourself and continue to have you something about yourself. But Tyrones don't want to do that. They want to continue to make up excuses. Continue to make up excuses and blame the government, blame, white supremacy. They want to continue to, keep saying all that, and yeah, Black men, Black men have it hard. That's not no lie. But you got Black men out here that do what they have to do. You got black men out here who is productive, and you got the ones who not productive, don't want to do nothing. They just want to be codependent and comfortable with living and leeching off a woman. And they feel good about leeching off a woman. They feel good about that. They feel good about being a big baby with a baller in their mouth and a pacifier.
Join forces and really change things for the better. But there is so much division in this community. It is unfortunate. And as soon as we say, hey, this is what's going on, these are the issues that we as black women are having, we're getting told we're starting a war. I'm sorry, well, I'm just standing up for myself and for my sisters and what's right. It's not a war if I am the one being victimized and I am asking you to stop doing it. That's called accountability. But accountability feels like an attack for people who are too stupid to lean into it and to grow and do better. I posted a video not too long ago of a compilation of women getting married and their grooms are smashing.
Tyrones are never gonna grow until they feel like that it's time to really just work on themselves. I don't think growing as individuals, I don't think it ever crossed their mind, because in their mind, you know, they love to blame. It's everybody's fault but theirs. So I don't think they gonna grow no time soon. I don't see it. But I wish and I hope some of them, you know, some Tyrones, they eventually stop being Tyrones and become a former Tyrone. But it's very least and it's very less likely. And 9 times out of 10, you just never know.
Smashing cakes into their faces. I really didn't catch the fact that it was all white people. And black women are like, did y'all notice what they all have in common? It wouldn't be us. Black women don't put up with that shit. And you know what? Hey, I totally get it. We're not going to get cake smashed in our faces. Our family's not going to allow that shit. But statistics say that we're getting abused the most. We're getting cheated on the most. We're contracting HIV the most. So sure, make fun of her because her man smashed cake in her face. Sure. But there's other shit that we're putting up with that we should not from these black men because we want black love. Because to me, from what I have seen, this whole idea of black love is just get with a black man, any black man, and put up with whatever shit that he is giving to you.
Tolerate anything. Tolerate less. Settle for less. The bare minimum, right? And do you know some Tyrones can't even do that? Like, I have met some that couldn't even do that. The bare minimum. You can't even do the bare minimum. Some of them so selfish and self-centered and tight pocket. They can't even do the bare minimum. You know, and especially like when you're young, it's like you feel like I'm not asking for much. And you know what? That's our problem, but it ain't our fault, because that's the way we was conditioned and programmed to not ask for much, and that was our mistakes when we didn't ask for much. And I felt like I'm not asking for much, you know, but that don't be your mistakes when you don't ask for much. When I completely decided I wanted to leave black men alone, before I left them, I had already told myself, you know what? I'm going to start asking. If that, I'm gonna start asking. I'm going to start asking for more than what I usually ask for. And it was a good feeling before I left them. You know, I started asking them for money and everything. And I don't regret it, because they asked us for stuff.
Put up with it for the sake of saying black love and producing more black children and strengthening our community. I'm supposed to give you the big piece of chicken and bow down to you because the world is hard for you? Bitch, every time I scroll through social media, there's a black man talking shit about us. When black women go to work, if we're not tap dancing around like Mr. Bojangles, people think we have an attitude. If we set any kind of boundary, people think we're being aggressive. No. I want to be with someone where I can come home and rest and not constantly have this expectation that if I'm not licking their butt crack, something is
Soft life. Soft life. Stress-free, drama-free.
wrong with me. Black women deserve respect and equity. We should be walking around like we have crowns on our head. As a matter of fact, I got a crown back there.
I be forgetting about that word, but she's right. Equity. Yep, equity.
That I put on all the time to remind myself of who I am.